Hey everyone. I'm not one to rant about a corporation's poor decisions against the underdog, but after talking to several other content creators which still have similar videos left untouched by YouTube, they suggested I create this. First, I'd like to give you some background before my YouTube video was taken down. On April 14th, I had posted a guide on how to configure EmuDeck for Windows. For those of you that may have come across this video but do not know what my channel's about, I post content about PC gaming and PC handheld devices like the Steam Deck. There's an application for the Steam Deck that was created called EmuDeck, which is a free-to-download application for the SteamOS operating system. It's a program that downloads other emulators of your choosing and configures them automatically through its setup menu. There have been several guides for this on big-name channels like Retro Gamecore, Wagner's Tech Talk, Mad Little Pixel, and many others. Recently, the developer has been making a version of this for Windows. I did not see any videos for this yet, and I really enjoy making content that isn't covered very much, and some had been asking about it in my Discord, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to make a guide for it. In the video, I went through the complete installation process and tested a couple of different emulators with two different games. The Windows version of the EmuDeck application itself is locked behind their Patreon account, which I mentioned in my video. This is pretty typical nowadays on early access software. Now, I want to be clear that this video did not condone or provide links to any ROMs for any emulators of any kind. If you aren't familiar with what a ROM is, they are essentially a video game for a console that has been converted into a single file for a PC. It was merely an instructional video for setting up the application. The emulator applications then are able to play that video game from the file. Emulators by themselves cannot download any ROMs, and they are not illegal. For my video, things were going good for a couple of weeks. My small YouTube channel received about 30 subscribers from this single video, and it had quickly grown into almost 4,000 views in a couple of weeks. Within my small channel, it was the biggest hit. Fast forward to the 29th of April, when I received an email from YouTube at 3:22 p.m. which stated that my video had been removed and that I have received a warning. The reason is because YouTube thinks it violates their harmful and dangerous policy. The email goes on to state that I am showing viewers how to gain unauthorized access to audio content, audio-visual content, full video games, software, or streaming services that normally require payment. It says the policy applies to basically everything on YouTube, whether it's a comment or even a video description. Then it has the blanket statement that this list is not comprehensive, meaning YouTube can determine whatever they want as harmful or a direct violation of their policy without specifying what that policy actually covers. And herein lies an obvious flaw with their systems. If you are wrongly accused for doing something that you did not do, but they don't tell you what you are accused of doing exactly, how are you supposed to confirm, deny, or correct this? Instead, you get this kind of, "you know what you did" response, and they really don't give you any way to explain yourself. Essentially, it is enforced premeditated judgment, and we all know how great this works out if you've ever watched Minority Report. Once I received the email on April 29th at 3:22 p.m., I did not actually notice the email until about 4:05 p.m. Then, when I did review it, I clicked the small text at the bottom to appeal the decision. Unfortunately, I do not have a recording of the appeal process. I was so shocked by this email response that I immediately tried to rectify the situation by appealing from my mobile device. What I can tell you, if you have not experienced the appeal process, is that it is very limiting. You basically just click checkboxes that say you want YouTube to actually look at the video and confirm that their algorithms were right. Then, there is a checkbox at the bottom to add a comment. I did add a comment that reflected what my content was about and pasted several links to several other channels' videos that had similar guides with views in the hundreds of thousands that were really no different than mine. Unfortunately, I don't have a screenshot of my original comment, and YouTube does not email you any records that you appealed the decision with it. However, I can say that immediately after I appealed, I sent a message to the content creator Deck Wizard at 4:12 p.m. through a Discord direct message. Then I received a confirmation from YouTube at 4:33 p.m. that they had carefully reviewed the content and that they still determined it violates their harmful and dangerous policy. Because of this, they will no longer host the video. I have a warning on my page and I cannot ever re-upload the video again, or I could face a strike against my channel. You know what impresses me the most? Is that they managed to review my 18-minute video between the time I appealed at 4:12 p.m. and sent the email at 4:33 p.m. officially denying the appeal. That's some pretty impressive support time, right? Or maybe they just have people standing by, waiting for an appeal to come in and then immediately reviewing it. Yeah, okay, YouTube, you totally reviewed my 18-minute video carefully in 21 minutes. I looked through my entire video and had several other content creators that post EmuDeck guides look through it. They all confirmed there's nothing illegal or contained anything about how to obtain free video games or ROMs. The only other thing I can think of is the Patreon. I explained towards the beginning that the software is locked behind it. I show that you must put a token from Patreon to proceed with the setup. In the video, I blur my token. This is something that is given to you as a Patreon member for EmuDeck. Without it, you cannot install the software. So the fact that I blur out my token is also an indication that there is no unauthorized access or bypassing of a paid service. If you'd like to review the video yourself, send me an email to productions@baldsealion.com. I would put it in the video description, but then they would probably remove this content too. I spent a good 15 hours on the original video, and I'd rather not lose any more. So where do I go from here? Honestly, I'm scared to post any content about emulation, or even software locked behind a paywall like Patreon at this point. I know that posting anything Nintendo is a touchy subject, but that is not what my video was aimed at. Additionally, it wasn't even a takedown request from anyone. It was YouTube itself flagging my content. I would love to continue supporting awesome developers through useful guides on installing and configuring some of their software, but I don't want to receive any strikes on my channel. I'm an extremely small YouTuber, and this whole thing has left me confused and frustrated. My initial reaction after receiving the denial of my appeal was anger, wanting to just move on from YouTube and never post again. Because the feeling of losing hours of work because a machine told you no is frustrating to say the least, but it was just an immediate emotion I knew would go away. I enjoy posting content and helping people and plan to continue to do that. It is just upsetting that I seemingly have to curve my content to suit Big Brother YouTube, but the problem is I don't even know what content they want me to curve in the first place. If anyone has any suggestions on what I could do better or what I should do from here, I'd love to hear them. Again, if you'd like to review the video, please email me at productions@baldsealion.com and I will provide you the link. I do think it's important that videos like this are created to let others know the struggles of content creation on YouTube and just how unjust and unfair they can treat people. I am pretty confident that a single human being on YouTube's end was not involved in this entire process. Have you or anyone you've known had a direct takedown from YouTube like this? How was it handled? Did the appeal process work out? Do you think they actually reviewed your content and it wasn't just an algorithm running on demand after the appeal request was submitted? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe from the clutches of the YouTube algorithm.